Hey guys, Sav here. Today we're going to be talking about missing 22-year-old Edward Eddie Liam Gardner, who was last seen in Chicago, Illinois on March 13th, 2022. Eddie was living in Bollingbrook, Illinois at the time of his disappearance. He was a student at the College of DuPage, and he worked at a car dealership in Shorewood, Illinois. Eddie has brown hair, blue eyes, stands about 6 feet tall, and weighs 160 pounds. He has a small scar from childhood under his chin. He may have been wearing a bright fluorescent green or yellow hoodie at the time of his disappearance. According to friends, Eddie went to 64th and Cottage Grove in Chicago's Woodland neighborhood on Sunday evening, which was March 13th, 2022. Eddie then drove away in his 2021 Dodge Charger with Florida plate QMND02, which he had rented from Hertz Rental. He was possibly headed in the direction of Griffith, Indiana. He never made it to Griffith and has never been heard from again. All of his phone activity stopped at around 9 p.m. that night. Eddie's family believes he was active and still driving the Dodge Charger he rented from Hertz in Bollingbrook until March 13th. His sister Jessica went into his phone log and said that March 13th was the last time his phone was used. She then went into Eddie's Waze app and saw the navigation history. The history put Eddie's last known location at 131st Street and St. Lawrence Avenue on Chicago's far south side. Johnson Gardner, Eddie's mother, said she filed a missing persons report in Oswego, Illinois, where he used to live with her, and she began emailing Hertz. She said that she begged them to track the car or to report the car stolen, and Hertz wouldn't even respond to her. On March 29th, 2022, Eddie's rental car turned up in Hammond, Indiana after being involved in a multi-vehicle car crash near the 2500 block of 169th Street at approximately 1:55 a.m. The occupants fled on foot. There was an empty shell casing on the floor and a tire shop receipt from the day before. Authorities are unsure if Eddie was inside the vehicle at the time of the crash. The last location shown by his GPS's navigation history was at 131st Street and St. Lawrence Avenue in Chicago, Illinois. On March 28, 2022, security cameras captured photos of two men driving Gardner's rental car at 120th and Halsted Street in the West Pullman neighborhood of Chicago. On March 29, 2022, security cameras from a gas station in Hammond, Indiana, captured photos of the passenger of the rental car just 5 minutes before the crash occurred. The unidentified passenger was described as a black male about 5'3" and 120 pounds. He was wearing a black puffy jacket over a red hoodie, jeans, blue nitrile gloves, and black shoes. The car showed signs of damage on the driver's side window and the right front bumper underneath the headlight even before the crash occurred. CBS Chicago reporter Kozlov asked Oswego Deputy Police Chief Brad Delphi if he believes Eddie Gardner is the victim of foul play. "We're very concerned," Delphi said. "There's just a point where his pattern of normal behavior stopped." But even though Oswego police processed the now damaged Charger for evidence, Delphi said they can't submit the evidence to the crime lab until it's determined that a crime was committed in their jurisdiction. Johnson Gardner said police told her Hertz declaring the car stolen would help, but a Hertz spokesperson told her police need to submit a formal request. Delphi said Bollingbrook police would be in charge of doing so. At that time, Bollingbrook would then have a crime to investigate, and then they could take appropriate steps in the investigation that they deem necessary, Delphi said. However, Bollingbrook Police Captain Anthony Columbus told CBS Chicago that Oswego would be the lead police department. He said Oswego has never contacted Bollingbrook for help, and added that a missing persons case alone should be enough for Oswego to get a search warrant and submit evidence. Late Wednesday, I'm guessing April 13th, based off of the article, an Oswego police spokesperson told Kozlov that based on the information she shared with them, they would reach out to Hertz and Bollingbrook police. On Sunday, which I'm guessing is April 17th, Bollingbrook Captain Anthony Columbus confirmed that Hertz filed a police report about the car. Gardner's mom said Oswego's police chief told her that he plans to submit the evidence they collected from the charger to the Illinois State Crime Lab. We see this all too often, where jurisdiction becomes an issue and delays a criminal investigation to the point that the chances of solvability are greatly diminished. There is no logical reason that all departments can't work together. They should have the same goal, which is to find the missing person. Playing hot potato with a missing person case is truly disgusting. There needs to be a better way for departments to work jointly. If departments need assistance, they're always able to contact the FBI for assistance and extra resources. Hertz's continued refusal to help cooperate with the family and law enforcement to help find a missing person is despicable. They may not be directly involved in whatever may have happened to Eddie, but in my opinion, they play a huge role in the realm of negligence and ignorance to the point that they may be a big part of the reason Eddie has not yet been found. With their full cooperation from the start, Eddie may have been found by now. Too bad we'll never know because they dropped the ball. Hertz was involved in a scandal at the time of Eddie's disappearance, known as the Rented and Arrested scandal. According to multiple news outlets, at least 47 people have filed lawsuits against Hertz after they were arrested for being accused of stealing the cars that they rented. Hertz CEO Stephen Schur admitted in April that several hundred people were impacted by the company's errors. The family has a GoFundMe set up. I will have it listed in the description below. Please consider donating if you can. I'm going to read to you what is said on there and then the updates. Our family is fundraising for a missing family member, Edward Eddie Gardner. He's been missing since Sunday night, March 13th, 2022. He was last seen on the southeast side of Chicago in Altgeld Gardens at South 131st Street and St. Lawrence. He was driving a 2021 white Dodge Charger Scat Pack, a Hertz rental car. The car was involved in a multi-vehicle car crash on 3/29/2022 at 1:50 a.m. in Hammond, Indiana, at the intersection of Nebraska and Martha. Hertz failed to report the car was found in a nearby tow lot until 1 week after the crash, 4/6/2022, which has impeded the criminal investigation and efforts to locate Eddie. There has been no activity on Eddie's cell phone since March 13th. Our goal is to explore and utilize all available avenues to find Eddie. We are starting this page to help pay for a private investigator, legal fees for subpoenas for Apple for Eddie's phone records and Hertz rental car for details on the location of his car, expenses for missing persons flyers and donations we will give to organizations aiding us in our search, a reward for information about Eddie's whereabouts. Our family would greatly appreciate any amount you can donate during this difficult time. Thank you very much, and please keep Eddie in your thoughts and prayers. And then there's an update from May 15th. We still have not located Eddie. Eddie has been missing for 62 days. His mother, Sandy, and sister, JJ, have done an amazing job working with police, media, and missing persons non-for-profit organizations to try to find him. Our family will not give up until we find him. Your support and generosity keeps us going. Thank you. And then the final update as of right now, which was from September 10th. This is an update regarding our search for Eddie Gardner. We have acquired a lot more information regarding Eddie's disappearance since we began our search, but still have not located him. We are still working with a private investigator and have reached out to organizations that have performed both ground and water searches on Eddie's behalf. Our next step is to use donations toward advertising, such as a missing persons billboard. It is important to note that Hertz is still not being helpful in aiding us to find Eddie. They are not cooperating with our requests and refuse to refund money that was taken from Eddie's bank account. So down in the description box below, you'll find the link to the GoFundMe, so please consider donating if you are able to. Also in the description box, I have sources that I used for this video, as well as other relevant sources, so you can check those out for yourself. Please leave a comment down below what your thoughts are on this, and please share Eddie's face in hopes that somebody may recognize him and remember something and say something. Thanks for watching this video. Please subscribe if you haven't, and have a great day.